Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Your boy's slowly getting better, I'm getting there. So we're back on the video grind. We are taking LR Beast Gohan into Red Zone against the Mega Shenron. And I have to say, I know including myself, and the same thing applies to a lot of you, a lot of us were incredibly disappointed with how he turned out overall. Beast just being an active skill, defensively not quite up to scratch with a lot of the best units in the game, because we wanted him to be one of the best unit, if not the best unit in Dokkan. And I know within that top 10 list he's quite low down, and I know a lot of you say he's mid. But there's one thing after using him quite a bit, from the showcase to Red Zone, like I've done a few Red Zone runs with him. Those videos will be coming soon. He's a lot of fun to use. I'm not gonna lie to you. He is a lot of fun to use just because he does so much damage. And I know you need defense in Dokkan. That still applies. I still stand by that. He needed to be a bit better defensively. And just like you, I wanted him to be better defensively. But he is a lot of fun to use. He does so much damage. Like, he obliterated a Mega Shenron. Yeah, we also had a Rainbow friend, but that's like the pinnacle of how good LR Beast Gohan can be at Rainbow. But he's just so fun to use, and he just does so much damage, which is also very fun. But in terms of how he fared against the Mega Shenron, he was pretty good. You know, one of the main things with Gohan is you do need to build him up. You do want that extra attack and defense plus 150 as quick as possible, which of course he gets with each super attack performed with 30% each time. So you need to do 5 supers. If you are getting him enough ki, if you are getting the 20 ki or more, and this specifically applies at 55% of course, because if you have dupes, you're more likely to get additional supers off, get the, you know, the extra 30% up to 150 even quicker. You know, things like that. But if you are mainly relying on the key being 20 or more to get that 70% chance to launch the additional super attack, if you are getting it, you can get the full 150 and get him to launch, you know, the 5 super attacks in total fairly quickly. You know, a Mega Shenron's Red Zone stage isn't the longest, it isn't the shortest, it's kind of like an in-between with the 3 phases. And Beast Gohan having type advantage against Shadow Dragons in the beginning is a major advantage at him building up, even if you aren't getting the 20 ki or more, which means you're missing out on the additional. Him having his guard for 3 turns, having the extra attack and defense plus 100%, and having type advantage means it's safe for him to build up before you get to the strength phase, even if you aren't getting the additionals, even if you aren't hitting that 70% chance of launching an additional super attack, because you are missing out on the your key being 20 or more to get it. It does mean you can safely build up, even if things aren't going your way. But combine all of that, and you are getting the key, you know, you are getting the 20 ki or more to get the 70% chance to launch an additional super attack. He actually builds up fairly quickly. You know, that's 5 supers. If you are getting the key, you know, you're super attacking at least twice a turn. That's turn 3, he can pretty much be fully built up and still have his guard for that final turn. Where, of course, in the first phase, because he has the type advantage again, because he has the guard, which he'll be utilizing in the early phases, or in the early phase while he does have type advantage, which is of course Omega's weakest phase with the Shadow Dragons, Beast Gohan's pretty much not taking any damage. Even prior to him supering with just the guard and his entrance animation getting the extra attack and defense plus 100%, even without any build up, he's still tanking, I'm pretty sure, for double digits. He's still tanking for nothing. Which I know seems pretty obvious because again, he has guard, he has type advantage, but it's something that's in his favor. And then not only that, while you're building up, he's still doing good damage because of the type advantage. Yes, you know, a lot of the time you are going to be bringing Tech Ultimate Gohan with him, but of course, the only time he really gets going with Tech Ultimate Gohan with him is once he's transformed, and then I'll have 5 links out of the full 7 rather than I think they start with 2, which obviously isn't great, but he's still putting out some very impressive numbers. He's still doing big damage because he has the type advantage in the first phase. Once he's fully built up, he's pretty much just shredding. Even at 55%, he's pretty much just shredding for a Mega Shenron's health bar, especially once he's fully built up, and especially if you are getting the 20 ki or more, where he's constantly getting the additional and then doing extra damage on top of the big damage he's already doing. I mean, look at the friend one at Rainbow doing 11.6 mil. And that's only linked up, I think he's floating, so he's literally like next to Gamma 2 right now. Yeah, he's next to Gamma 2. So combined with the rest of the better units and heavy hitters on the team, combined with my Beast Gohan only at 55%, the friend Beast Gohan at Rainbow, I said, you're just shredding for a Mega's health bar. Even on this phase, which you should typically have Gohan pretty much built up already by the time you get here. So as you can see there, you're going to have 300k defense because we have the tech transforming ultimate Gohan with us. We can leave him in slot 1, let him stack a bit more. Also has the guard. Beast Gohan going in slot 2. As I said, fully built up, he's got 300k defense for 55%. A Mega Shenron doesn't hit too hard. Yes, Gohan has type disadvantage here, but because he's in slot 2, it does mean he can super first. And if you are hitting the 18 key, you can greatly raise your attack and defense by 50%. Hit the 12 key like I just did there, you're only raising your defense by 30%, but that's 30% defense raise on top of 300k defense. And then if you are hitting the 18 key and you are getting 20 key or more, you're also getting the additional, which means you're raising your defense by 50% and then raising your defense again by 30%. And Omega can't really hurt him. Yes, by this point, he would have lost his guard. Yes, he has type disadvantage, but because he gets to super first, tanking double digits on basics, I said if you are hitting the 18 key, you're getting that 50% defense raise on top of 300k defense. And then if you're getting the 20 key or more, you're getting the extra 30% defense raise on the 12 key super, which means his defense is in like 750k plus, which means even if Gohan was to be supered against a Mega on this phase while having type disadvantage and without his guard at this point, he's probably going to tank fairly well. Like, I'm not entirely sure how much he will tank for, because I don't know the exact numbers, so I can't remember how much a Mega does off the top of my head. There's been so many heavy damage dealing bosses in Red Zone since, you know, the release of this from the 7th anniversary. But all I know is for certain, Gohan won't die. With him being fully built up, with him being in slot 2, with him supering first, again, especially if you're hitting the 18 key, and then even more so if you're getting the 20 key or more to get the 18 key off, then the additional 12 key, getting the 50% defense raise, then the 30% defense raise. If he was to get supered there, even without guard and type disadvantage, he may still take a chunk, which I've already said that's going to apply to Gohan in Red Zone. Super attacks will still hurt him a bit, but he won't die there, which is still pretty good. Then we use his active, which of course I just, because we have type advantage here and he's fully built up, I was like balls to the wall. I'm just going to absolutely obliterate you with both Beast Gohan, you know, active skills. And we're already like 2 health bars down. We've got the disable enemy action, which means, you know, Shenron isn't hitting us twice. We've transformed Tech Ultimate Gohan at this point, because again, while Omega still does damage, you know, he doesn't super here unless, you know, he gets the countdown super. So we don't really have to worry about Tech Ultimate Gohan too much. And also he's been building up the entire time and has his guard. So Beast Gohan does have, what, the 5 links out of the full 7. And look at the damage he's doing. Look at the damage he's doing. At 55%, you're talking like, what, 7-8 million attack stat, then the additional because we've got the 20 key. He's just doing insane amounts of total damage. And he gets to fully pop off now because we transformed Tech Ultimate Gohan, which means now he has the 5 links out of 7s. And we're getting the majority of his attack links active and popping off. But yeah, in terms of how long the video is as well, I mean, look at this one. The friend's up to 12 mil. He's almost on a 13 million attack stat, which is crazy. The video is only 9 minutes long. Big 9.7 million crit. It's 9 minutes long because of how much damage and how much Beast Gohan shreds. And I mean, you're literally seeing it there. And again, the type advantage is a major plus. But he's actually still a pretty good unit. While defensively not up to par with some of the other better units in the game and where we wanted him to be, I think the expectations is a killer more than anything, even for myself. He's still actually a pretty good unit and a solid unit, and he just shreds Red Zone bosses' health. And he's a lot of fun to use. But do know anything down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace!